Hey everybody, today we got a big episode coming up. I did a thing, as you're going to see. I cut the back tailgate section off of the Jeep here and started slowly mocking up the floor system I'm going to build. We're doing some work again today. We're stretching the back. Is take these corners and, like I said, these soft tops, I want to get these removed. I drilled holes where all the spot welds were, all the way through it, and now they come off. Because if I could get my hands on one of these channels, I'd rather build a 22-inch section, like that, or buy or whatever, rather than cutting up and having to do a 10-inch section and then a 12-inch section. So I'm going to cut them off, then, wherever it goes, they can slide back. I can pop it back on, and then I'll just have to find that blank. So this side's done, and this side's done. So next is prepping to make this cut. We're going to start today. We took off these top channels, as you saw before, and now there's an even seam right in the back on this tub here, and I'm going to cut straight down that seam. So let me show you that seam. I'll get to cutting. So here's the seam right there. It goes all the way down. On both sides. And then we're going to cut to the left side of those bars. Cut off. All I have is a ratchet strap holding it up right now, just as an idea, a placeholder, essentially. There's another 12 inches. Like I said, cut right down that seam, and then had to make a cut on the inside. You can see I kind of that bracket. That's the latch bracket. It should be fine with just one out of 3. Cut the other side there. It's a rough cut. You can see there's 2 cuts, but it's rough. And there's rust to fix. This here, this side here, that's where the old body mount is. And again, this is just roughly in place. It's definitely not where it's going to sit. But there's rust to fix. Just fine. But that's it, man. I'll clean this up. I'll clean these cuts up. Like I said, it's rough. I'll clean it up, make it. I'll probably follow that inside cut and go to the edge of this seam here. And then for the bed section, I'll measure from the front back and then make a nice straight cut. Here we go. It's opened up the back half quite a bit. I want to put the old seat in to make sure that there's enough floor back here. And then I can start building out from here, cleaning up these rough edges and building out. Let me show you. Here's the passenger side, driver's side, but that's the natural end of the wheel well from outside the Jeep, and I think just based on kind of how it looks, we'll definitely patch those holes in it, and then come across here, straight across, and build our floor out. Straight across, go straight across, and then build our floor out towards our tailgate. Again, I gotta square this up. I have to square this edge up because it's a rough cut, but I can also rough cut these out. Kind of see how it looks. Roughly, right there. Look at all this room. We'll probably just plate right over top of this because this is where the tailgate comes in, and then on this side, the other side where it latches, so we want some structure, and well, Jeep already built that structure into it, so we'll just flat plate across there. On the other side, do the floor section here. Dig it. So here's where we ended our project. Started to mock up the floor. I just have seat clamps holding this bar in place here, and then these bars are just held in with clamps. Just as a rough idea, this is where we ended up. I took a measurement from the front side of the rear bed floor to here, and it ended up being 33 inches was the shortest that I cut off, which really only cut off like a quarter of an inch on the end of these ribs here, so not a whole big deal. So I'm thinking this will get welded to here and start my structure of my floor. There's a nice big corner section here, so this will be good and strong. I'll probably, take one of my tubes and put here, and then come across here as well. And what I'm thinking is I'll clean these up, hit them with some rust inhibitor and rust treatment, and then I'll spray them with just some primer, something to put a little bit of a coating on it, and then I'm going to flat plate right on top of it. And then as far as the fuel filler neck, we'll just make something to come in here. I'll show you that once I get into that here soon. But here it is, both sides cut out. I got to do a little bit more cleanup on some of the cuts, get these a little flusher. Here's the tailgate. I came in, I made my marks where I'm going to do my rust repair. I'm going to do all along the bottom, and then here in the corners. Both corners are kind of the bad. I drilled little pilot holes, so once I get this mounted, I'm going to fix it, because this side is getting a little floppy, and I don't want to do that much cutting and taking out structure. But I came across and I cut this all flush, and then I'm going to figure out a depth on here and cut this flush, so then all I got to do is plate the front of this, and you'll never even know. I want to say thanks for sticking around and watching this project as it kind of unfolds. It's been a pretty big learning experience for myself. This is definitely further than I've gone with anything else. Stick around. The next two videos that I know are going to come out, I've already got them planned out in my head, are going to be some big ones. So, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends, this is kind of something interesting, something cool. And don't be afraid to build something. Have a good weekend.